Hi, I'm Ruby Tsui from the Blackfin Sevens.
Good evening and welcome back to Investec Super Rugby Isolation Nation. We are almost there. The Sevens team, they've got the green light to go back to training. Your old teammate, well, you're old.
Yes, Kirsty, I am old. That was a very long time ago. I think it was like 2008, but very fortunate to be a part of an awesome team like that.
2008, you were just a kid.
Just a kid, mate. First year of school, I think. It was the year when Victor Vito ran over everyone against Samoa and Wellington, so it was that year.
Also on the show tonight, Sevu Reece lets us in on some of the secret calls that have made him and Richie Mo'unga such a deadly combination. Plus, we catch up with multi-talented Kiwi Paula Siku, who's gone from the NFL to English Premiership side Harlequins and is also pretty damn good on the guitar. But first, Chiefs halfback Te Toiro Tahuriorangi on his journey into professional rugby and the mature challenges he's had to face from a young age.
Who have you been with and what have you been doing?
So I was fortunate to kind of spend my lockdown 4 with my family, which is in Aotearoa. And it was just pretty much with my in-laws, so there was maybe like 10 of us in the household. We had 8 adults and obviously my little boy and my niece were there too, so not much was happening. Obviously we weren't allowed to go anywhere and stuff like that, and for me it was pretty much make up time for all the lost time I had with rugby and all that stuff, so I tended to really enjoy it with my little boy and being able to wake up next to him. So my little boy is Thomas and my beautiful wife Keely. So he's 7 at the moment and he's been with me through my journey, so that's made it extra special. You know, having a kid really young at the age of 17, 18, moving down to Taranaki on hopes and dreams, and then I guess I'm pretty lucky to come out the other way, you know, having contracts and stuff like that, and the full credit goes to my partner, the person that lifts us up when we're down. We're either really high or we're really low, depending on our day or the outcome of games. So she kind of takes the whiplash of things, so she's pretty much held it down. If it wasn't for her, it would be definitely tough for me. I guess I wouldn't be here. So
Being a father as a 17-year-old must have been pretty daunting, and you've made it work. You're living your dream.
like, I pretty much had the greatest support team, like my family, not just my partner, like her mum and dad and my mum and dad. I felt like we collaborated really well, and so yeah, I'm pretty lucky to have that, you know. Obviously when I moved to Taranaki, if it wasn't for her uncle and auntie lending us a house and letting us stay with them, who knows what could have happened. And then you know, so there's a lot of people to really thank. To be honest though, like sports was the only good thing I really think I was really good at. So if I didn't become a athlete or rugby player or whatever, probably would have ended up in the bush with my father-in-law. So that was kind of my drive. My motivation was to I guess, kind of like make my own kind of pathway.
Tahuriorangi stretches out, scores!
When you talk about the bush, that's where a lot of work comes for people from Rotorua because it's close to home. Where in Rotas are you from?
I'm from Pikiao, which is
known for rugby league, right?
Yeah, it's pretty rugby league renowned, but also on the other side, so it's around Lake Rotoiti. So I'm from Pikiao, and then also from the other side, which is Pikiao, but majority of that's rugby. So even though we're whānau, it's always, you know, kind of like, are you a rugby league player or you're a rugby player? So pretty much grew up playing rugby league, and then my dad was always a rugby harder, so he ended up pushing me towards rugby. So as I was getting to 16 and 17, the Premier's team started playing on a Saturday. So like I would finish my first then game, which was like started at 12 and finished at 1:30 or 2 o'clock. Sometimes I would shoot off after the game to play rugby league, and just to, you know, kind of experience playing against men. So I think it definitely helped me in the long run in terms of like playing men at a young age.
What position in league were you?
I was a bit of a winger centre, but I wanted to play like hooker or stand-up, but I always got chucked on the centre and wing. I don't know why.
You're pretty small for a centre in league, eh?
Exactly, yeah. But back at school, I was probably clocking like 92 kgs, which is a lot bigger than what I am now. So back then, I wasn't about like skin pose. So
you feel a really strong connection to your home, to your land, to your maunga. Your father once told a story about how you always pick up a blade of grass at the field before you play. Do you still do that?
My dad actually taught me that, and I kind of just followed through with that. I guess for me, like whenever I pick the grass up, it's just like to kind of ground myself and be in the moment. Hence, I do that before a game just to get rid of the nerves, I guess, and start thinking about what I've done throughout the week. Just trust it and kind of go out there with confidence. So that's almost like my reset button too. So when I go out there, I'm really calm and I'm confident and just going out there with a lot of passion.
Picks up the ball, now it's Tauriorangi, and he is in.
When I did it before, we played Argentina for the ABs on my debut, and man, it's like when I picked up the grass, I had to pick it up twice just to kind of pinch myself, like, is this really true? Is this really happening?
Tauriorangi, little no-whip pass, oh, got you! What a wonderful try!
But I was pretty nervous, so waking up that morning, I probably woke up way earlier than what I usually do, just because how much nerves I was going through me. And then as time got closer to the rugby game, you start to forget about those nerves, and then you just go out there. But when you're doing the anthem and the haka, man, you just blank out. It's almost like you're on a video game-ish. But it was pretty much undescribable. You get mixed emotions. You got adrenaline coming out of everywhere. So it's definitely a hell of an experience that I was going through at that moment.
I'm Hurricanes outside back Chase Tietia, and one thing that I missed during level 2 was playing with my nieces.
Well, one of the tightest teams in probably world rugby and definitely New Zealand rugby has to be our Seven Sisters. They're all based right here in Mount Maunganui. So lucky, is he?
They are very lucky, and we're very lucky as well. We got an exclusive little look into what they get up to at training.
Yes!
Oh my God, Heiji! Can't touch this.
One thing about the New Zealand Sevens team, from the outside looking in, it just looks like it's a team that really enjoys being around each other. You got a good mixture of korals and young guys. You got Timmy Mickelson, not like me, I'm young. Timmy Mickelson, Kurt Baker. That Timmy started when I was back in the day, 2008. So yeah, good mixture of different cultures and a team that just really looks like they're having fun and enjoying it.
Well, let's see how they get the results on the field, by what makes them tick off it. And you mentioned it, it's about the culture, and usually they do this team bonding through singing.
Kia ora whanau, lucky enough to be joined by NZ7's legend, Kurt Baker. Brother, how are you? Good to be back with the lads.
Yeah, first day back. It's like being back at school. It's been awesome, but still a bit awkward. saying hi to boys sort of metre, 2 metres away is a bit different to what we're used to, but no, it's bloody good. Oh, the first half of the morning was more around the protocols and things, which are obviously pretty important. So we're like little kids in the classroom. We had to sit in the gym, metre apart, and pretty lucky we've got Deb Robinson running the cutter, who you probably know pretty well.
Oh, Deb, mate, she doesn't take any rubbish. I know her.
She's been awesome.
Mate, it's not like the old school days. You turn up, you're straight into a phosphate, followed by a beat, going out to train all day. Like, you done any fitness yet or what?
No, we haven't actually, and you wouldn't read about it. They've sent us the plan for the first 4 weeks, and the first week, surprisingly, looks pretty light. So no complaints my end. We can only do half days because we share the facilities with the Blackburn Sevens. So
have you even got out of first gear today or what?
Nah, well, funny you say that. First exercise in the gym, did a wee high pull, and pretty sure I feel my back go a bit dusty, eh? So might be back to the scratcher for the arvo and a wee hot shower just to make sure it's still good for tomorrow's session.
And a very good save. And it is going to be 3 for Baker.
What do you think the possibilities are for this year with New Zealand Sevens and Sevens in general? Like, there's a lot of probably opportunities to play some tournaments around nationally, but is there going to be anything internationally, you think?
Yeah, I suppose we rely on the world travel a fair bit, or pretty much that's our job, is relying on world travel. So until that opens up, we're probably limited to the domestic stuff, or maybe if there's a bit of chat around having an Oceania tournament if we can't do the World Series. So I think there's a lot of options, and there's a bit of heat starting to come up for potentially a provincial sort of combine or Red Bull sort of combine, but like to go on from the Red Bull night of the previous years. So
yeah.
There's a lot of advantages of us being stuck here. It means we can grow the game in New Zealand, and it does. Yeah, there's still things to look forward to. So we're pretty lucky, I think.
Who are you doing lockdown with?
We got married about a week before lockdown, so we got pretty lucky.
Oh, bro, congratulations, my brother.
Cheers, yeah.
How was it? How was the wedding?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was bloody cool. We had a good bunch of friends and family there, and the weather was mint. It was just, it was a bit funny because we had the wedding and obviously had the day after, which you can imagine, it's good
that's
time.
But that's where you're in your element, eh?
Yeah, that's where I like to sort of kick into second gear. But we actually didn't have cell phone reception, so we came out of this place, and obviously all the coronavirus or COVID stuff had come out, so it was a bit of a shock really. We got caught in our own little bubble before we came out and realised how serious things were. So it was, we got pretty lucky to be able to spend that time with friends and family before the whole world locked down really.
Perfect wee honeymoon being locked down together, eh?
Yeah, straight in the deep end. It's 6 weeks in the end of lockdown together, so teething's out of the way and we're off to the races now, which is good. Spent a bit of time in the kitchen. I try to.
Do you have any clothes on, or?
Yeah, off and on. Depends what sort of. If I'm using the oven, I have none. But if I'm using the gas cooker, then I have to take it a bit easy and put my apron on. Might put some clothes on. But yeah,
what'd you cook? What was your go-to dish?
Probably the pumpkin soup with the Greek yogurt. Scones were pretty good. Developed a bit of a nachos recipe, which was my go-to Sunday night when I was a bit down on chips.
Yeah, nice.
I did actually a laksa last week, which was good, prawn laksa. So.
Prawn laksa?
Yeah. It's actually a lot easier than you think as well. So
that's my wife's specialty. She loves it.
Is it?
I hate prawns, man. I'm sick of them, eh? Just get it in there. Mate, you just hit the thumbs up. Everyone at home wants to know why you did a double thumbs up.
We played in Wellington one year and a couple of the boys were in the stand and the guys that weren't playing actually, and they said if you score a try, give us a couple of thumbs up in the crowd. Lucky enough to score a try, one very rare, did the double thumbs up and so everyone enjoyed it, and then it just became a bit of a thing, and yeah, there's no real reason behind it. It's just a bit of fun and enjoying scoring tries because they're few and far between now, so you've got to make the most of them.
Always there, diving over, give us the thumbs up, son. There he is.
I'm Hurricanes outside back Chase Tietze, and one good thing about being in level 2 lockdown is having training partners.
Hey guys, it's Super Rugby again here from the Crusaders.
Bring some razzle dazzle, why don't you, Seven Reese, to the Crusaders franchise?
And today I'll be teaching you some Fijian language that has been used out on the rugby field and how it is used. So the first one is dange. Dange, it simply means kick.
And another cross kick from Moana. 2 widths of the field, and well, it's a hat-trick for Seven Reese.
It's been used a lot by myself and Richie, so I'll be on the touchline or wherever, and whenever he hears the call dange, he knows what to do.
Moana puts the kick out towards the wing. Seven Reese, easy as you like. They just did not look out for him. And that's too easy.
I'm Hurricanes outside back Chase Theatre, and one good thing about being level 2 is the barbershop's open. Can I get a haircut, please?
Sure, take a sec.
Takes on the line herself, and then the step off the right, looking for the support runner. It's there in the form of Kaka Sheree. Kaka just swerved around the Russian defence. They were all jagged. And Sheree Kaka strikes back for New Zealand.
It's a good pass from him to Scott Curry. Oh, great pass on the inside. Kaka gets the score, and that should be the contest in favour of New Zealand.
5 quick fire questions and 1 special one at the end. Okay. What's my favourite lollies?
Giant one gums?
Bros.
No, that's my favourite. Bricks. See some of those? Full ball.
Okay. Who's my favourite in the house?
100% Champ. Champ, Eichel, maybe Carl's enemy.
Correct. When is our wedding anniversary?
10th of Feb?
Nice. You see that, New Zealand? Learn your wedding anniversary. What's my favourite TV show?
SpongeBob?
Hey, what's that?
Oh, I didn't see anything. Hey, where'd that other guy go?
Hey, balls! I'm right here.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Okay. Who's my favourite sporting brand?
That's an easy one, Sheree. I would say Adidas.
Okay, final question. 10 points for Gryffindor if you get this right. When are we getting a puppy next?
When you can look after these 2 dogs?
Oh, they got me. You lost.
Well, when we think of barnstorming rugby players, we usually think of people like Jonah Lomu if we're talking back in the day, or recent, modern day, Ngani Laumapi. But there's another Kiwi that's terrorising defences on the other side of the world, Izzy, in England. It's Paul Lasiki.
Paul Lasiki, what a journey. He's been in the NFL, he's over in England, he's from a family of 10 out of Hamilton. He went to Church College. So, it was awesome to be able to chat to him and chat about his journey. What's isolation been like in London, bro, for you and the family?
It's been good, man. There's been some ups and downs, there's some good days and slow days, but no, it's been good to spend time with the family and stuff. But, as time goes on, it's been, I think, a little over 2 months now. It's like you're kind of just itching to get to work or, do something productive, so to speak.
So you're at the Harlequins Club. What's the chat around the premiership, and when are you boys going to get back into some training and some rugby, which I know you're excited for?
I have no idea. So some of the restrictions got eased over the weekend, but they were for businesses going back into work. I think like office workers and things like that. And the word for us is, I think they're still trying to clarify whether we're allowed to go back in for training in small groups and whatnot. And then the word on the premiership, I think they're trying to get games going as soon as possible, to be honest. But there's been no clarification as to when. They just want to potentially around the end of June to try get games started, whether that's behind closed doors.
Smashes it out to Lasiki. Rehearsed move, executed to perfection.
Let's talk about your time in the States, playing for the Chicago Bears. How was that, playing in the NFL, the top of the top?
It was a crazy experience, man. Something that a phase of my life, because it was only 2 years. The first year I was on the practice squad, and then the second year, I was active for 10 of the 10 of the 16 games. Yeah, it was a crazy experience, man. Just like seeing that sort of world, with the facilities and, like the atmosphere and the culture of the game, because it's just so much different to rugby, You really only hang out with your position group, like you spend most of the time with your position group, because everything is like broken down into like little groups, like you have you have the whole team obviously, but then you have like the offense and defense. Like, the locker room is split into offense, you have your offense on one side, defense on the other side. You'll have your offensive meeting, but then you'll split off and spend most of your time with your position group. And in my case, it was with the running back and fullbacks. And that's basically your net of the team. And then just game day, they just put everything together.
Fails off the play fake. Throwing short. Out of the backfield, Polasike, the fullback, bangs a couple of bodies and keeps on going for extra yards. Nice play by Lasike. It's a 25-yard gain.
What's it like as a young guy going in there? Is there like superstars that roll around with flash cars? Because there's so much bling and money in that game.
There's a lot of money, bro, floating around in those locker rooms, man. Like the Chicago Bears facilities were nice too. It's like, you go in, there's like a security gate, like you have to present all your ID and stuff, and the gate opens and whatnot. And then you go in and like the car lot is just like a luxury car lot, bro.
Yeah.
So, I rocked up in my crusty ass car, bro, but that was awesome, bro. Like,
keep it humble, brother.
Yeah, bro, I had to, bro. I have a family to feed, bro, so it's like I'm on a different level.
Now what can you do after the catch? Lower the shoulder, hammer somebody. That's what John Fox wants to see. So
I was born in Auckland. Yeah, I'm number 9 of 10 children. When I was like 14, I went to Church College, which is in Hamilton. So I was at boarding school and spent most of my, teenage years going to school in Hamilton. I have 2 kids now, so it's kind of like, I don't even know how my mum did 10 of them.
Oh, bro. How'd you end up going from New Zealand, Hamilton, over to the States? How'd that come back?
When I was at high school, Church College, our dorm parent, he came over to the States like back in the late 80s or something, and there was a school there that would always bring over like 2 or 3 players from New Zealand, just like as an exchange, like they'd go over, just play rugby and then return. And now as I was there, then there was a university that recruited me to go play rugby there. So that was kind of the doorway getting into America. I did a couple years in college playing rugby, and then I took 4 years off to play American football. Like I did 3 years in college and then 2 years in Chicago. The gateway back into rugby was through the Major League Rugby, that new little league that started up in the US. I was grateful for that because that kind of, allowed me to get back into rugby through that.
So let's talk about playing for the Eagles. Playing with, major debut in 2018, I think. Yeah. And scored on debut.
As Lasika with him, Sima gets Lasika for the line! Lasika, the missile, comes through and scores a wonderful try in his first outing in a US jumper.
And I've enjoyed that experience because it's just opened up opportunities, especially like to come over here. Had I not represented America, USA basically was just like, oh hey, you wanna come and try out for us? But yeah, it's been awesome. And then the World Cup last year, that was tough, man. Like you really only have fun when you win games.
But the experience being in Japan, that must have been pretty.
It was an awesome experience to be there with the boys and to experience that culture and to be at the World Cup. But in terms of playing, it was tough, man. Just like
Cleanly has flicked off to Lasike. Paul Lasike, the big unit, gets the one-handed pass when Mikey Taylor's in the corner.
Have you ever thought about giving Super Rugby a crack?
Nah, bro. Nah, I haven't. Bro. I've thought about it, but I'm just like, mate, that's too fast, that's too physical for me, bro.
Nah, bro. Bro, you gotta come, man. I reckon you got the goods. You got the size, you got the athleticism. Come give it a crack, bro. That's what everyone says. They get a bit worried about the speed and that, but bro, you pick it up. Easy.
Yeah, no, I'm sure I would if I gave it a go to hang in there. But who knows, man? I mean, who knows, really?
Would you ever come back to NZ, bro?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll probably end up back in New Zealand. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, bro, my wife's family is in America, my family's in New Zealand. End up, man.
Wouldn't it be amazing to see a guy like Paul Lasiki, who's been around everywhere, to come home and test himself at Super Rugby?
It would be amazing, Izzy. And obviously he's an incredible rugby player, but we've seen so much over the last few months about how talented these guys are. Paul Lasiki, he's no different. He's great on the guitar. So we'll let him play us out of this week's Investec Super Rugby Isolation Nation.
I like playing like old school. Yeah, bro. What song?
Yeah. I like that song.
Well, more than one.
Yeah.
Saying I love you is not the words I want to hear. Not that I want you, but to say that you don't how easy it would be to show me how you feel more than words. Yeah, brother.
Yeah, nice, bro, nice.
I'm Hurricanes outside back Chase Theatre, and that was Isolation Nation. Cheers.